Okay, everybody, welcome to today's math lesson. We are in math topic 9-7, and our essential question for today is, how can I skip count by fives, tens, and hundreds using a number line? Well, before we even talk about that, let's remember that many of us have already been skip counting. We practiced it with the hundreds flats. We were able to go from 10 to 20 to 30. And in many cases, we were able to do it pretty quickly. The other thing is, why should we even be doing this? Because we all know how to count already, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a big deal. But what if I wanted to get to a big number? What if I wanted to get to 1,000 counting this way? It would take a really long time. But if I counted by fives, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well, look at that. Here, I only got up to 5. But in the same amount of time here, I got up to 25. So it's a faster way of moving through a number line. But remember, I'm trying to get to 1,000, so wouldn't it be faster if I counted by tens? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Look at that. I'm already at 50. Here I was only at 25. And the old way, I was only at 5. And I could even count by hundreds. 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So you see, skip counting is important because it helps us jump to bigger numbers pretty quickly. So look at this number line here. What do you think the next numbers would be? Let's see. We go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. Now look at the pattern. We have a 0, and then we have a 5. And then we have a 0 in the ones place, and then we have a 5 in the ones place. And then we have a 0 in the ones place. So next would be a 5. Okay, and if we're just going up, 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 5 is 20, and what's 20 plus 5? 25. So if we look at our ones place now, we're at 5 again, which means the next number should end in a 0. And if we follow our pattern, 20, 25, and the next one will be 30. Okay, and again, we're doing this because we want to find a quick way to get to bigger numbers. Skip counting is a super important part of math. So now let's watch this little explanation from someone else.
How can you skip count on a number line?
Let's find out.
The number line shows skip counting by fives. At which number does the number line start? It starts at 400. By how much does each number increase as you move from left to right? The numbers increase by 5. What pattern do you see in the ones digits? The ones digit is either 0 or 5. There is a pattern of 0, 5, 0, 5, and so on. What would the next number be in the pattern after 430? The next number is 435. This number line shows skip counting by hundreds. Compare the two number lines. What is the same? What is different? Both number lines start at 400. Both skip count. The first number line skip counts by fives. The bottom number line skip counts by hundreds. Do the tens digits change when you skip count by hundreds?
Select your answer.
No, the tens digit does not change. Do the ones digits change when you skip count by hundreds? No. Do the hundreds digits change when you skip count by hundreds? Yes, the hundreds digits go up by 1 each time. Now you know how to skip count on a number line.
Okay, so now let's look at this part here. It says, how could you use the number line to skip count by tens starting at 400? And this is important because remember, the number line doesn't have to start at 0. So imagine we're starting at 400 and we want to skip count by tens. Well, we could think about the good old open number line. Remember that? When we used to draw arcs and put plus 10s in there. So if we did 400 plus 10, we would be at 410. That's one way of doing it. Another way we could do it would be to do something like this. Since we're counting by tens, it's the tens number that we want to increase. So here we went from 0 to 1. If we increase the tens number, the tens digit again, it should go from 1 to 2. And the other numbers aren't going to change. 420. That's where we are right here. Just like adding another arc and a plus 10. Okay? So, what would the next number be? Right here. Well, we're in the 400s, and our ones digit isn't going to change. And we've already gone from 0 to 1 to 2. So next would be 3. What would the next 3 numbers be? You can pause if you need time to think about it. Okay, they'd be 440, and then 450. And I'm sorry my numbers are not very nice here. And then finally, 460. Okay, and if you follow the tens digit, it's just gone up by 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. Okay, so now we're on page 402 in your book, and the guided practice directions at the top say, skip count on the number line, write the missing numbers. Okay, well, we've got 570 here. And then we go to 580, 590. So we're going 7, 8, 9, and 590 is the end. We're at 9. So now we've got to move up 10 more. And that takes us to 600. And our tens number is back to 0. 610, 620, 630, 640, 650. And look at the tens. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at number 2. We see 100 and then a blank, and then 300 and then a blank and a 600 and a blank and an 800. Now the only thing I'll tell you is that this starts with 0. Can you fill in the rest of the boxes? You can do it in your book right now. All right, boys and girls, and then on page 403, you're doing more of the same. You just have to fill in the missing numbers. Look for the patterns. We're going to be doing a lot of that. Just look for the patterns and you should be able to figure out what comes next. And of course, on page 404, we have a little bit of reading that we have to do, but the math is the same. So your work for today is in the Math Textbook, Volume 2, pages 402 to 404. And make sure you go to the Envisions website to complete any activities that are there. And that's it for today, boys and girls. Enjoy skip counting. Have a great day. The end.